He is a three-time national wrestling champion. He's a judo brown belt, and his wrestling career will soon be taking him to Nebraska. This is the Grapple Show, episode 61, Samuel Butcher. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Grapple Show. I'm your host, Brett Summers, and my guest today is a three-time national champion, and he's a judo brown belt. This is Samuel Butcher. Welcome to the show, Sam.
Happy to be here.
Now, our first question, always for first-time guests, is where did it start for you?
So for me, I actually started judo when I was 8 years old.
Mm-hmm.
It was like in my school. They just did like a before school breakfast club, and I just like I think I watched I watched WWE a lot, and my mum was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that's fake. That's not real." But this is kind of like wrestling, so you should try to do
Do
judo.
that.
So I was like, oh, "Okay, I'll." So I went to that. I really enjoyed it. I competed in judo like all when I was a kid, like a young kid. Like up until maybe I was like I did it until I was like 18 for like 10 years. Um, and then like I competed like, all in the UK, in Europe. I lost quite a lot because judo is quite difficult. Um, and then I sort of just wanted to try MMA,
Mm-hmm.
and I did that when I was 15. So I sort of joined an MMA gym when I was 15. Didn't really like MMA. I preferred kind of jiu-jitsu and wrestling. So I kind of stuck to that. And I was doing both. And then I got like a bad injury because I was training so much. And then that was when I was 18. And I was just like, okay, um, which one do I want to do more? And I wanted to do wrestling more. So when I was 18, I just started focusing fully on wrestling. And then now I'm 20 and here we are, I guess.
So what was that like, and what was that switch like for you? Because obviously judo is in a grappling element. There are similar holds, throws, and stuff. You got the jiu-jitsu bit with maybe a few more locks and leg thing, and then obviously you had the MMA bit. What was it like, just sort of taking all that and then just zoning in on the wrestling? Was it an easy transition, or were there bits you needed to pick up, maybe bits to
It was
modify?
e it was easy and not easy at the same time.
Okay,
Because like I mean, especially well from a wrestling standpoint, like jiu-jitsu, like I did it for a little bit, like it was okay, but wrestling I always preferred it. I think deep down. Um, but yeah, because in judo, I just realized like when it came to wrestling, all I had to do was just adjust the grips, and it was kind of I could just do all my throws. I remember like the hard bit was like having to do like shooting and leg attacks and sprawls.
yeah.
Like I remember like uh when I won the first nationals. I think it was my fourth ever competition. I didn't know how to defend leg attacks or shoot or sprawl. I just did throws. That was it. And luckily, it paid off. But I feel like all someone had to do was just grab my leg, and I would have fell over. So
Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
they went, no, don't worry, it's all right.
but yeah, so that was probably definitely the hardest bit was getting like just keeping the stance because obviously in judo you're very upright,
Mhm.
uh, and like so having to bend over and then like having to worry about people touching your legs, which I never really had to worry about before. And then like also in judo, you throw someone and it's over, right? Because in wrestling, like you have to hold them and pin. I remember my coach, she used to get so annoyed at me because I throw someone and I just let them go just out of instinct. And then they sometimes I think they'd end up winning the match.
Right,
And
because
then
he's betting back. So what was it so you're saying about like the shooting and the leg. What was it you did then, like in your training? Was that something you then focused on, or were you sort of doing an all-round thing and trying to add that to it? Or, how did you develop that knowledge? What was it that you were doing? What were you drilling? What were your sort of techniques to sort
mm,
of get through that?
I didn't really focus on it too much. I just kind of like I feel like with judo, it just kind of you understand how to move well,
Mhm.
and it just like I just got it in the end. Like I still feel like my leg attacks aren't great, and in competition, like I will just kind of still resort to throws. But like now, like I'm more confident like how to defend and stuff. Whereas like before, like I had no clue. It was just like I was just like fresh, into the wrestling. Um, but yeah, I just yeah.
No, that's fair enough. So you're saying like you went into that first nationals, you'd been at your third competition, and you won it, and you weren't really sure about the leg locks and defending leg locks. What was it like when you? Because you've done it 3 times. So what was it like going back that second year? Because now you've done it once, you've gone in, you've had your beginner's luck, you've flicked it through or whatever. Sometimes people say, but that second year when you're going back now, when having already done it once, what was it like for that second year? Was there more pressure on you? Did you feel more pressure, or was it more nerve-wracking? How did you prepare for that?
Not it wasn't actually not really. I didn't really
Okay.
feel the pressure. I sort of feel like uh pressure's kind of part of the game. I'm not really focused on the result too much. Like I just kind of go out there and just I just love wrestling, so
Ah,
I
cool.
just go out there and just focus on wrestling. Like it's actually funny because in the second time I won, I didn't do a throw at all.
Tell me
So
the other way.
so I kind of like changed. I just won by the hand fighting, just like snap and then the gut wrench. And
Nice.
that was it. I didn't do any sort of throws. So yeah, it was. I don't know. I just kind of. I did. Yeah, the pressure. I just didn't really think about it. I just sort of went out there and just did it. I don't know.
Okay. Well, what about that third one then? Because by now you must be adapt to everything. You've done it a few times. I imagine there's other tournaments as well as nationals that you're sort of taking part in.
Yeah,
What was that third one like? Getting that hat trick?
yeah, it was good. Again, I feel like I had a lot of extra experience because like when like I said like obviously I started wrestling when I was 15, but like I didn't really compete at all. Like I only started properly getting into it when I was 18. That's when I
Yeah.
probably started competing. And I finished school and I was just like, so I did my first nationals, then I finished school and I was like, right, I'm gonna take this seriously. And I just saved all my money up and I just went and trained in different countries. So then by the time I did loads of competitions. I think I did like 20 competitions in 1 year. Like I did like two in Slovakia, like a few in Hungary, Estonia, Germany. Maybe I trained in Germany. I didn't do a comp there. Finland. So then by the time it came round to the second nationals, I was a lot more like
Yeah. Experience.
I kind of knew like whereas the first one I was just kind of like a judo guy that didn't have a gi on. Like I literally just did judo to everyone. But yeah, so I think like maybe that's why the pressure was probably a little bit less. Like I kind of had adapted, like merged them together quite well by that point.
Also, you've picked up all this experience from, I imagine, training around. What was that like? Because were there, as you went to these different countries now, were there sort of different things they were focusing on, maybe different styles or different techniques? Were there? Can you think of any different bits as you went around, maybe that sort of have stuck with you or you picked up on when you were there?
Yeah, like the wrestling there's a lot better because it's actual wrestling. Whereas like in the UK, like especially the gym I trained at, it's kind of like MMA wrestling. Like no one there's an actual wrestler. So like we never did like parterre, which is like the ground, you see them like rolling. We never did that. So I remember my first couple of competitions, I would just like immediately lose just to that because I didn't know how to defend it because it just wasn't really necessary for the MMA wrestling. So I learned how to do that there, which was a big sort of game changer for me. Um, so that was one big change. And also I noticed they train a lot more. Like whereas like for me, like I'd have twice a week session.
Yeah.
Whereas in Slovakia it was like twice a day. And it was like
What
a
was it
big,
like?
yeah, it was a big difference. And they had all like the gym equipment and like the rope. It was like I remember training when I first started, there was like a hole in the roof and like water came through. So it was a lot better like experience, I think. I think that definitely helped me level me up.
No, definitely. That sounds amazing, to be honest. Like just getting those opportunities to train like that. So, what kind of things were you doing? It's obviously you're grinding out on the mat. You said about the rope there. What kind of things were you doing off the mat? What sort of conditioning that were you getting put through in places like that? Because I imagine it can be pretty hardcore.
Yeah, so I mean a lot. Oh, I remember in In you mean like in when I went to the different countries and stuff?
Yeah, just so you know, but they're different. They weren't because some people are like it's all cardio. Some people it's like work your neck. Some people it's like
Yeah.
run, 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 and it's sort of
Yeah, I remember I had this in Slovakia, they made us do this leg conditioning thing, and it lasted like 45 minutes, and it was just like continuous squat jumps. And I think for the next 7 days, I've struggled to walk for like a solid 40 foot. So that was a bit different because we never, let's say in the UK, like we don't really do conditioning for wrestling. It's just kind of like a class, and that's it. It's over
yeah,
for like an hour, and then there's like that again, and that's it for the week. Whereas like there's like structured training. Like they have one day where it's conditioning and like a kind of like a sauna, and then they'll have the next day where it's like sparring and then technique, and it's just like twice a day for 5 days of the week. Um, so yeah, and then in Hungary we did conditioning pretty much after every single session. Like it was like a part of the session,
yeah.
which I found was a bit different from here in the UK, where we just don't. It's just like down to you really if you want to or not.
Yeah. If you're going around all these places and you're getting that kind of level training, that sort of level conditioning, and then suddenly you're back in England. What's that like? What are you doing for yourself? Because obviously, are you putting your own thing together to keep yourself in it, or are you just going with what they're going at the gym? Because I imagine after seeing a lot of those things, it must sort of open your eyes to like your potential and what you can do to sort of be pushing yourself.
Yeah, like it's definitely like obviously like a big difference. But I knew like I could sort of compete with that level because I have nowhere near these level of trainings to these people, but like I was actually doing kind of good against them in competitions. And in training I wasn't doing too bad. Like nowhere near was the best, like nowhere near. But like I wasn't completely just falling apart. So I sort of I don't know. After that, like I started going to a different wrestling club a little bit in North London because there was a couple guys there who weren't from the UK. They're from like Iran, and they just used to just bully me every session. So I kind of that sort of also I think helped me
Yeah,
progress a bit. Um, but yeah, and so then also that kind of added more sessions on. So I was like kind of training like 5 days of the week. It was just very far. It's like an hour and 45 minutes away from my house, so it's kind of a trek. But for a while, I went up there and did that.
okay. And what about now? Then? So what's your training regime at the moment then? So you've gone through that now. How is that level now? I mean, have we got comps coming up around here in the UK, or what are we training for at the moment?
We do. I mean, at the moment, I've torn like my rib muscles, so I'm not really doing much training at the moment. Like I'm sort of just like drilling, but I'm sort of like teaching more, and doing like more strength and conditioning because I kind of just want to keep my body fit for because I'm
Yeah.
trying to go to the US. Like I don't want to like injure it here because in the UK I'm not going to make much progress anyway. So it's like I don't want to injure it like for no
Yeah,
reason,
no, that makes
you
sense.
know?
Right. Well, you just mentioned the US, and so tell us about the US. I know there's a campaign and things going at the moment for you. Tell me about the US. How did this come about? What's happening?
Yeah. So like after I finished secondary school, it was sort of my goal to because I remember my coach at the time, he was like, "Oh, like if you want to pursue it, like it probably you have to kind of go like train somewhere else. Like it's very difficult to do it just here, especially as I kind of started late, and also my wrestling club's not even a wrestling club; it's like an MMA gym. Although I think this has a pretty good standard of wrestling, to be honest. At New Wave Academy, it's not going to push all the way. Uh, but yeah, so then I just started looking into the American college system. I thought it was really cool, and I wanted to give it a go. Like I really, really got into it. I actually feel like I watch more American college wrestling than actual like Olympic wrestling these days.
Yeah.
And so that's also kind of why I traveled around because I realized like after I won the nationals, like I'm not good enough. So I just wanted to. That's also why I started traveling to places like Hungary and like saving up and traveling there and stuff like that. Um, And then I just emailed like a bunch of schools, like with just, oh, I've done this, I've done that. Like I must have sent like hundreds of emails and I got like four back from a few and then like some of them kind of like dwindled out and just they kind of just stopped emailing me back, but then one kind of stayed. And then yeah, I'm planning to go this summer. So
Where's that?
It's in Nebraska.
Nebraska. Okay, so what does this involve then? Because there's people listening to this now who know. I mean, this is a grappling wide podcast. We cover all the different styles of grappling, and people might have heard or listened a bit about wrestling. But why is it then? What's America got in their system? I mean, I've got there, but can you just, to someone who maybe is not too sure about it or doesn't know a bit about it, or their knowledge comes from whatever American teen drama they've watched, what is it that in the American, why is wrestling such a big deal over there? What is it they have?
I mean, they have like just it's just all set up to like kind of breed success in a way, I guess. Like they'll have training um every day for like 5 days a week, for example. Um, and then like also you can study at the same time, which I think is nice. So it's not like you're not completely just put all your eggs in one basket.
Right, yeah.
And also it's like they'll have a competition. This is the big thing. They'll have a competition every week for like a period of like 4 months, roughly. Roughly, they'll have a competition every week, and which is great because I mean in Europe it's kind of like you have like one every month or one every 2 months, and like competing is different. Like it's a lot different to actually like training. Like I feel like competing adds more experience on. Like just one competition could be worth like a month's worth of training, and it's just like yeah, I think it's a really good opportunity. I mean like especially for me because like my goal on wrestling is like I want to be like the best, you know. Like I want to be the best. Like I just want to be like one of the most dominant wrestlers. Basically, I know it sounds kind of crazy, but basically to have ever lived. That is my goal. Like not just like obviously I want to win stuff like the world championships and the Olympics and stuff, but like not just that. Like I literally just want to be like just a household name, you know, like like Alexander Karelin or Jordan Burroughs. Like I want to be my name as well, kind of like
Nothing
up
wrong
there.
with that.
That's my goal. And I feel like going there would allow me to do that. So yeah, and then so I got like a pretty much full scholarship to go there. I just have to get the financial verification money, which I have a few sponsors to do, to help me get there. And I'm also got a GoFundMe that I'm set up. And then yeah, and then I just
Okay,
got to
so
get.
so if anyone who's listened to this, then what can we do to help you? So you got to GoFundMe. We'll put a link in the show notes. But where does that money go? Because I know some people might be listening to this going, "I'm not going to send money for someone to go to college and have a laugh."
Oh no, yeah,
It's like because people will say, "Oh, I'm just giving them money to go to college." I wish I was, and
yeah, of course,
the student lifestyle and all that, which I know in this country is different to America, but. No, but
yeah,
what will that involve? What's that for? What does that help you do in America? Because I know like you say, you've got to have a financial like security sort of thing, haven't you?
yeah. That's the thing. Like I the tuition is pretty much paid for with my scholarship. It's just because I'm international.
Hmm.
I have to sort of prove I can sustain myself, I guess. That's sort of the way I can explain it. It's called a financial verification. And I got like, some sponsors to help, but like I've also, as I said, got a GoFundMe and it will basically allow me to get there. Like it's just proving to them I can live. So it's like it will just cover like the housing fees basically, essentially, and just stuff like that. And I just gotta show it every year. And then yeah, that will just enable me to go there and then I said like it's like a college, but also it's like the American like I feel like it's different because like we have like sports clubs here in the UK in uni, right? I mean, I've never been to uni in the UK, but I'm aware we have like sports clubs, but it's kind of just for like leisure, whereas like in America, it's like it's an actual thing. Like it's
I'm
like it's like their Premier League.
I mean, I still get amazed at like when you watch like American sports that like their colleges and their college games can have like is a bigger turnout as like a Premier League football game here, and
Oh
it's not even like the top. It's not even their main league. It's just their college league. It's
yeah,
the sort of the I guess it is the patriotism, whatever you call it. Like for the towns, for the villages, for the cities that they're there. They are backing those teams, aren't they? I can definitely, from what
yeah,
I've seen anyway, that it's crazy. I wish we had that.
yeah. I mean, it's really good. I mean, like I heard a fact I think the other day that like the second biggest stadium in the Western Hemisphere is a college in the US, which is so that's like 110,000 people. I mean, that's more than Wembley. Like,
Yeah,
that's
it's
crazy.
mental.
And it's like they'll have like if I go there, for example, I mean my uni's not as big as that one, but if I go there, for example, like they'll have an actual training facility, which for like with like all the things you need for wrestling, like
And just for wrestling, isn't it? It's just like wrestling has its thing. It's not
yeah,
like you're not there between one and two, and then it's football, and three and four it's yoga, and then it's
nah,
chess,
nah.
and then you're back in the new. No, it's its own. Yeah, no, it's amazing. Yeah,
And yeah, like it's almost like a professional sports team. Like they'll have like a strength and like most like pretty much all the unis will have like a strength and conditioning coach, like a nutrition thing. They'll have like more than one coach. Like it's like a sports team, like quite literally a sports team. It's just like a very good stepping stone to get to a high level in wrestling, especially for me with my goal. Like I feel like it will enable me 100% to get closer to my goal. Definitely.
no, I
It's
can
like in the
definitely
UK,
see
like
that.
we haven't had an Olympic champion since 1908. You know, it's been a while. Um, like
Yes.
I want to try and be the first. The not the first, the first since.
No, I mean that is a good goal, and why not? So, what are your? So we got an Olympic goal. What other goals do you have? Because obviously, when you first get there, the it's I'm going to get this wrong, but it's divisions and then like all America. I can't remember now, isn't it? Because you do that, it kind of moves up through like city, state, doesn't it? And they've got the different, and then you end up. Is it all American when it's like the top
Oh,
top
that's
eight
like
or the?
yes. It's just they're just like as far as I'm aware is an All American is like a status thing. So like
Mhm.
if you like get top six in the nationals, then you'll become an All American.
Ah, cool. That's so
Yeah,
good.
that's just
Yeah.
what that means.
It's just like you hear all these things thrown around sometimes, but you don't always get it explained
Yeah,
or
yeah,
stuff like that. But yeah, so what would be your goals when you get there then? Obviously you want to win everything, but have you
oh
got
yeah,
like
of
a
course.
certain level that you want to get to and then use that to get to that or so
Yeah, I feel like obviously like everyone wants to win, right? But I feel like for me, it's like I just want to be a good wrestler. You know, as I said, like winning is great, but I feel like I want to train more to be dominant than to just win because I feel like it's easy just to like like anyone can kind of win, you know, like it's like, but then it's like not many people can take losses as well. Like I want to be like just the example of like a great wrestler, you know, like I can just turn up to training all the time. I work hard, like no matter the result, you know. That's kind of what I want in it. And obviously, yeah, it's like to win is good as well as that. But yeah,
excellent. I think it's good that people have a clear vision because I think as well sometimes nowadays with things as well, sometimes we get, there's a lot of that mindset of well, it's all about taking part, but there's nothing wrong with winning. It's good, I think sometimes in a I'll probably upset a few people with this, but in a world now where sort of everyone gets a medal, it's quite nice to actually push yourself and actually want the top one because I think sometimes we've talked about this on different episodes of the podcast that the sort of the martial in the martial arts seems to sort of be disappearing a little bit now, and the actual the contest of the grappling or the fighting and actually winning it seems to be sort of waning a bit in favor of like you say, the competition or being able to do a cool move or whatever. And it's nice to know that there are people still there that, winning is important and it is,
yeah,
and pushing yourself obviously to do that. Not just, the thing of it, but like you say, pushing yourself, becoming a better wrestler all around and stuff.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
so
yeah.
we so how many years are you out there for when you get there for Nebraska?
Hoping for
4 years then. And obviously the step up in that I can imagine will be
yeah.
I can imagine it'd be quite a hardcore on yourself to do that, but obviously you sound like you're prepared
Uh,
for it.
it is all I want to do because as I said, like for me, like I just love wrestling. It's pretty much all I think about. Uh, sometimes involuntarily. Hi. So
That's fair enough.
yeah, it's all I think about. I just love wrestling. I just like for me like I just want to go out there and compete and train hard and just have fun with it, to be honest. That's my that's
And
my main goal.
and what are the goals from that then? So obviously you got your 4 years there. Well, we're going to see from that. You mentioned the Olympics. So is it going there, then coming back and smashing the Olympics, or are there other what other have you got any other things you want to win in between, or other sort of bucket list things to tick off with your wrestling?
Mm, not particularly. I mean, like for me, like I said, like my main goal is just to become like the best wrestler,
Yeah,
a great wrestler. I feel like the Olympics and the like winning the Olympics or world championships, it just kind of comes with that. Like
yeah,
my goal is just to be the best I can. Like not to like look at my competition and think, oh, I got to win this medal, like or this. Like, I'm just gonna be the best like I can be. And I think if I
that's really good.
truly do try my best, then stuff like medals and winning that will just come along with it. You know what I mean? Like I just want to
Yeah.
know like I've done my best to be like the best wrestler I can be. I don't know if that answers your question. I feel like
No,
sometimes I
no,
go
no,
off on a
no.
tangent a little bit.
No, I like it because developing yourself to be a better wrestler, and that's the focus, and then the other things will come with it. No, I think that's good. It's not a, it's a self improvement, not necessarily a glory hunt, and I think that's really good because, like you say, you've got your focus. It's not a because I think sometimes people get too caught up in like I must win that, but if I don't, then I've failed everything, and the last 10 years have been worthless because I never got that one thing because that's all it's been
Yeah.
like laser beamed on. No, I like that improvement thing. You mentioned as well about you were doing some coaching and bits and pieces as well. Is that something else you're looking at and developing as well?
Yeah, like I've been doing some coaching recently. Like I teach wrestling at New Wave Academy in Penge. And I teach like some private classes, and I enjoy it. It's nice. Obviously, I mean I like explaining wrestling, especially when other people also enjoy it.
Yeah.
Um, I feel like I'm quite passionate and enthusiastic about it. So, or sometimes when people don't enjoy it, like kind of annoys me. But but yeah, I feel like I do enjoy it, and I feel like once I've finished my wrestling career, hopefully injury free, and I get to go the full stretch and hopefully retire around like 35 or 36. That's when most, I'd say, pros retire if they are healthy and they from like sort of being old.
Yeah.
Then I think I want to open up my own wrestling club. I think that'd be something I want to do, definitely. So I do enjoy coaching. Yeah, it's good.
Definitely, because again, like you say, British wrestling it needs those people. I mean, there are a lot of people, including myself, who do a bit of coaching and that. I mean, I coach with the kids and that, and but it wasn't around when I was younger, so I don't. I came from a judo and then a pro wrestling. And then into jiu-jitsu, so I've come all the way around, and I'm doing it now, and I'm learning it, and it's some like you say, some adaptations I'm done, but I never had that thing when I was younger where I had the opportunity to do it. I wish I did, and I've kind of now at 49, I'm at a spot where I can do everything I want to do when I was about 15, but my body's not there. I am, but I'm
Yeah.
trying. I'm trying what I can do. But it's that thing, and like you say, you've got that, and having that and bringing that back and developing that now, the more opportunities that are out there for people. I mean, I think, especially in this country, because there are good pockets around. And it's starting to join that. I mean, with the British wrestling, the southern region, that's what I'm in. So I'm not knocking any of the other regions. They're starting to sort of work together a bit more now. And I know the northern ones have got things going on. And,
Yeah.
and it's good to see all that. And I think it's brilliant. But it's just that, I mean, that's part of why I like training with the kids because it's just trying to get them interested, get them through the door, that grassroots level of it for me. That I think that's where it is for me. And having like someone like yourself who would have sort of all your experience already, and then what you're going to bring back and what you've learned and stuff, I think it'd be a tremendous asset to British wrestling
Oh, yeah,
when you
definitely.
do. And to have people with that much experience, because again, you know, for all the well-meaning people, nothing beats experience. And like, no, look forward to like you and other people like of your generation, etc. who can it can bring that and lift it up. And no, I think that would be tremendous. And but obviously that's in the future. So we don't want to retire you off yet. You haven't even got to America
Yeah, yeah, well,
yet. So
definitely.
yeah. But
That's,
no, it's brilliant. I mean, what other do you have any other sort of like short term, long term goals with the wrestling? I mean, we said about the coaching, said obviously about improving yourself. I mean, what do you think maybe needs to happen then for maybe like British wrestling, especially from your standpoint as a younger man in the game? You know, what else can we do to help improve British wrestling? Do you think?
what you mean, improve wrestling here?
Improving it for like for me for what I can do is I'm trying to get kids through the doors to get interested in it. But
Yeah,
as a whole, what do you think? What does it need? Because I mean, we're up against a lot of things now. I mean, some people you mention wrestling and they start raising your eyebrow and getting a steel chair and saying it doesn't matter, or
yeah.
they I don't
I
know,
think,
whoever it is nowadays. Or you have parents. One of the things we have, you have parents. You talk about wrestling, they Google it and they see some sort of dodgy suplex in UFC or something and think that's going to happen to their little child. And it's like,
yeah.
no, it's not like that. You know, what does wrestling need to do to be moving forwards?
I mean,
I think
it's a difficult question because in the UK, it's like
definitely.
we have very good wrestlers in the UK. Actually, it's just we don't have much funding for it or like money
Yeah,
towards it, or like it's not very popular. And I feel like people would rather do jiu-jitsu because it's less painful and it's easier. You know, it's easier on your body. Like I see guys all the time who are like older and they jiu-jitsu, but you never see that in wrestling because it's hard on the body, you know? So I feel like it's got that natural deterrent. I mean, like even like sometimes in my class, like the Muay Thai class before it always has like 30 people, and then there'll be like three people that turn up to mine because like it's very difficult to say what to do. I mean, I feel like it's difficult as well because it's not really in our culture. Like a lot of these countries, it's kind of in their culture, like the US, like they have their own style, and it's been a thing for
was once. It was once. That's the annoying
yeah.
thing. That's what annoys me about it. We had it once, and then it slowly like disappeared. But what about then just to build it up then, rather than like improve? What do we need to be doing to be getting those new people through the doors? Do you think? What can we? I mean, I know a lot of places now is there's MMA grappling, isn't there, and things like
Yeah.
that, rather than wrestling. Is that? Do you think that is that the way to sort of sneak people in the back door? Maybe.
I think just being enthusiastic about wrestling might help. I mean, I always say to my guys, like the ones who I think could actually do good that I've been teaching. I mean, some of them have only been wrestling for 3 months and they're actually, I think, very good. I always say to them, oh, let's go to this competition. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. I guess being kind of more enthusiastic about it and invested in your students, that will make them stay. And if they like it, maybe they'll pass it on to someone else and it might grow slowly like that. I mean, maybe like by making it more sort of push it more into the media, I guess. Like I think
Yeah.
jiu-jitsu is very popular because I think it's quite well televised, you know?
Yeah.
And also because it's not like it doesn't have to be under an association. Like anybody can create their own jiu-jitsu tournament and they can put as much money as they want in it. You know what I mean? But I feel like
Yeah.
as we're an Olympic sport, we're only going to get so much money as the government will give us. So I feel like we're always capped.
Yeah.
We're always going to be capped as like at a certain level, like because it's not popular. Therefore, we're not going to get that much funding, which probably means less people will join it. Which then, especially if you add on the fact that it looks dangerous and scary, and then people see jiu-jitsu and then they think, oh yeah, that looks nice.
Yeah. What do you think of? They just recently launched that Real American Freestyle, where they've kind of tried to do a sort of a WWE sort of presentation of freestyle wrestling, and it seems to be doing really well. I've yet to. I'll ask you offline if you've got any hookups for it. 'Cause I've yet to see a full episode. Only the bits on YouTube. For some reason, it doesn't appear online anywhere, but you might find it by accident and not dodgily.
Yeah,
Um, but I mean, that seems to be something over there that's now bringing it a little bit more because like a lot of people sort of do the college side of it and then wrestling or the Olympic and then wrestling sort of over. It seems they're trying to make it more, where you can make a career out of it, and the shows are getting more and more frequent. I think it's been picked up for a TV show now. I'm not sure if it's weekly or not, but I did read something in the week that they've been picked up again for a show or something. But is that, do you think that, it's more eyeballs on the product, or is it a bit too, is it sensationalizing it a bit too much, do you think? I don't know if you've seen much of it or
I
not.
I think they're doing all the right things.
Hmm.
I really think it's a really good thing, the real American freestyle thing, because it's obviously promoting freestyle wrestling in the US, which is good. And I feel like it also promotes it in the whole world as well because
Yeah,
it's very well televised. I mean even like you know about it. I feel like
yeah,
most people actually I feel like these wrestling influencer people do promote it quite well actually. Like one of my students the other day, he's 15, and there's this wrestling influencer called Caden Henschel, right? And he said to me he only knows one wrestler, and it's that guy. He doesn't actually know any like international competitors or like
yeah,
any like big actual wrestling names. He just knows this wrestler influencer guy who, yeah, is a good wrestler, but like he's not
yeah.
like like world champion. But this is the only wrestler he knows. So obviously, like people like this, like these wrestling influencer people, and RAF, for example, the Real
Mm,
American Freestyle, it definitely helps to like promote wrestling on this. 'Cause, like I feel like people always know that, whereas like I don't know, like people who aren't really into wrestling, they know RAF and they might know a couple of these wrestling
yeah,
influencers, but they won't know Adam Saitiev or Hassan Yazdani, who are like some of the best wrestlers. But like because they're not going to know that because it's not promoted on the media. I feel like
yeah.
wrestling doesn't do a good job on the social media side of things. So I feel like stuff like RAF and these influencers are actually really crucial to promoting wrestling, as you say, especially as in RAF as well. Like they'll have like people like Armin Sarukian, for example. He was on the card the other day. He's an MMA fighter, but I feel like it kind of then drags people in from MMA who might just not really know much
Yeah, it
about
was the
wrestling.
same. I saw a bit of it where they was it? I think it's the first show where they brought in Holly Holm, which sort of put eyeballs
Mm.
on it because of who she was from the UFC. So even if you didn't care about wrestling, but you knew who she was, a lot of people were tuning in just to see her, and then hopefully were attracted by the rest of the show. So
Yeah,
yeah, no, I agree with you. I think they seem to be doing a good job. I just wish I could watch it properly, just YouTube clips. But I'll ask you about that offline. Um, yeah, no, I think now if that show could go international and get picked up around, I think that, like you say, that could be something that is a bigger deal than it is at the moment because it seems to be moving in the right direction for everything. I think from what I've seen of it, but I'm not an expert because I haven't watched it properly. I've only seen minutes and two couple of matches on YouTube and things like that. But one day,
yeah.
but if with the going to America then, I mean that could be something maybe for yourself as you move along because I'm sure they'll be scouting all the colleges and things and looking at people. Would that be something that interested you after that, to get onto something like that and maybe you could be the guy that brings it to the UK? You know what
Oh,
I mean?
what?
Because they're looking. That would be a good market employ.
What? RAF?
Yeah, RAF, something like
Ah,
that.
if I mean, I think probably I'm highly doubtful that they'll ever put me on a card or ask me to be on a card. But if I was privileged enough to get that opportunity, yeah, that'd be great. I'd take that.
I think that'll be the next step for them because I think they're going to start looking because there's only so much they can do in America. Then they're going to start looking at international markets
Oh
and
yeah.
who's around in the next few years. And those people, I think you might be in the right. I don't want to jinx anything, but you might be in the right place at the right time. You never know. So
Hopefully.
good luck to you. But with America coming up, then we've talked about that. We're going to have the link in the show notes for the GoFundMe and that. What's the best way if people listening to this want to contact you and find out more about you or maybe your coaching and that? What's the best way for people to get hold of you?
Probably through Instagram.
Again, I'll put that into the show notes for you.
Yeah.
And then so with that as well. So when will you be off to America now then? When
I
does it
think August. I think August it will yeah,
so the clock
August
see
somewhere
it?
around like end of August, mid August, I think. Then I'll probably leave then. Yeah.
Excellent. And what have you got in the pipeline before then? Is it just sort of as you say, just getting your conditioning, getting yourself back up to recover from your injury, I suppose.
Yeah, like for me, as I said, like I don't want to get injured here because
Yeah,
that would
no, that's
suck.
fair enough.
Like getting injured here and then not being able to train too much then. I mean, I've already injured. I injured my ribs in November and they're still not good. I found I like ruptured my intercostal muscles. So I just want to. They're a lot better, but just I just want to make it sure it's 100% good, you know.
No, no,
And
yeah, no, I get you.
I have a few like if my injuries are good, I'm looking. I want to maybe do a Greco tournament in the Netherlands, which is in like April or May. Because in the US, like half my school is like special in the set, as it does Greco as well as folkstyle.
Hmm.
So I wanted to get some more experience in Greco, just do a couple more. Because in the UK, like we do have Greco competition, but freestyle's more popular. So it'd be nice to go and do some Greco competitions as well, like some more, and just to get sharper in that regard.
No,
So yeah,
definitely.
that's so if my ribs are up to it, then I'll go to that. If not, then I guess I'll just watch YouTube and hope for the best.
Well, no, fair enough. Well, I hope it all heals okay for you. And wow, I'm just really excited for you. Really, I think it's gonna be amazing and a really good experience. And as I say, I hope the GoFundMe and everything works out okay, and obviously keeps you supported over there. And hopefully we'll check back in at some point. We'll do one where like you're over there and you can do like a video diary from how it's all going, and
That would be great.
that'd be amazing. And yeah, no, best of luck to you, and thank you for taking the time out to come on the show and just tell us about your journey because I think it's very exciting. I think the best is yet to come.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it.
No problem at all. As I say, yeah, everything will be on the show notes for you. And if you want to help Sam on his journey, check out the show notes and yeah, give it a click and give him some support. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you once again to Samuel for taking the time to join us this week, and all the best with your wrestling career in Nebraska. If you check out all our show notes on the grappleride.com, you'll see all the links to that and all the details there that where you can help Sam on his quest. And I'm sure that'll be much appreciated, and it'll be great to see a British wrestler moving and progressing in the way that he wants. Now that's the end of this week's show. I have been your host, Brett Summers. As I say, for all of our information, our previous episodes, notes, show notes, contacts, social media links, and all that jazz, you can get that at the grappleofyoureye.com. We have new episodes which drop every Thursday at 7 a.m. UK time. You can watch them on YouTube, or you can listen to them on Apple Podcasts, Audible, Spotify, and all the other podcast apps and devices that are out there. Any comments and likes and subscribes and that you want to do will be awesome for us, because every little comment or share really helps push us out of the big mire of mud that is the podcast world. There's a lot of them out there, and every little bit, yeah, brings us a little bit closer to that daylight at the top and helps us spread the gospel of grappling around the world a little bit easier. So please do that. Please let people know about us. And yeah, that's about it for us, really. So thank you for joining us. We will be back again next week. In the meantime, stay safe and stay on the mats.